Shabbat Shalom. I welcome you from wherever you are joining us this evening. Tonight we only have 3 people here as guests. We have our partners and Brina, our president. And so we're counting on the energy that you're sending us as we stream. I hope that we do have many people this evening, even though it is January 1st, it's a holiday, although our secular one, I assume a lot of people are recovering or perhaps enjoying their secular New Year. So Happy New Year. I am assuming that many people may be also happy to say goodbye to 2020. But as I say this, I also remember that as of 2019, I was happy to see that go too. So I guess when you think it can't get worse, you know never to say that. So you can see that the Rabbi and Eleanor are away just for this last Shabbat, and to your relief, they'll be back next Shabbat. But I feel very fortunate this evening to be joined again by our beloved congregant Robin Rosen, who's a very talented choir member and is going to join me again this week, and I was very grateful for her to agree to 2 Shabbats together. So, and again, I'll ask for your forgiveness ahead of time because I will try to remember to announce pages as best I can. And as the rabbi does, I'll announce 2 sets of those pages, one from our Shabbat-only Mishkan Tefillah, and the other from the full version with the weekdays and festivals. And I will try to remember to ask you to sit and stand, or stand and sit, and if you are standing longer than usual, it's likely I just forgot to tell you to sit down. So, and with that, we'll continue our Shabbat service with page 8 or 126. Please read with me. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Turn to page 2 or 3 for the candle lighting. And I invite, Mitchell, would you like to come up and light our candles this evening?
Do that. I don't have to sing, do I?
No, you don't. I'll sing the prayer.
Okay,
The sheet is right on that.
right there? Okay, cool.
So we have Mitchell Rosen that's lighting our candles this evening.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Turn to page 13 or page 131 for Shir Chadash. Shirul Adonai Haaretz, Shirul Adonai Shir Chadash, Shirul Adonai Haaretz, Shirul Adonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shirul Adonai Haaretz, Shirul Adonai Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. We turn to page 16 or 134 and read in the English together. Sing praise to Adonai with the lyre and the melodious song, with trumpets and the blast of the horn. Raise a shout before Adonai the ruler. Let the sea and all within it thunder. The world and its inhabitants, let the rivers clap their hands. The mountains sing joyously together at the presence of Adonai. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its people with equity. We now welcome the Sabbath with Lecha Dodi on pages 20 or 138. La 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 Lecha Dodi, la 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 Likra Kala, la 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 B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Nekabel, la 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 Lecha Dodi, la 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 Likra Kala, la 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 B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela.
Shamor v'zachor, v'digur echad. Ishmiyanu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad, v'shemo echad. L'shem hu tiferet, v'litila.
Lai, 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 la 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 Lecha Dodi, la 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 Likra Kala, la 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 B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, Lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haveracha, Merosh mikadem Ach Shema Tehillah, Lai Lai Lai, La 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 Lai Lecha Dodi, La 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 Lai Likrakala, La 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 Lai Pnei Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat Nekabel. Verse 5. The entrance as we welcome the Sabbath Pride. Mo'i v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'sola, tochem runei am segula. Boi chala, lai lai lai, la 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 lai lecha dodi, la 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 lai likrakala, la 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 lai pnei Shabbat nekabel, la 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 lai lecha dodi. We turn to page 26 or 144. Yitkada v'yikada shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivarach chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kariv v'himro. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olam almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kodesha b'richu le'ela min kol brachata v'shirata Toshvechata v'nechemata Damiran b'yalma v'yemero. Amen. And we rise as we turn to our call for worship on page 28 or 146 with the Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalith et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmorotehem b'rakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom, umavi laila, umavdil ben yom avin laila, Adonai tzavahot shemo, Echai kayam tamidim loch aleinu leolam vahet, Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Arabim. Page 32 or 150. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Akein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, uv'komenu nasiach b'chokecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu. Liorach yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Be'avatcha tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated, and we're on page 36 or 154. V'yafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miotecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'mlaktecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'vkumecha u'kshartam li'ot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 39 or 157. We read responsively in a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace. Give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Kivad Adonai et Yaakov v'golo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga Yisrael. Hashkivenu on page 42 or 160. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu Shreinu. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 45, we read together in the English, we are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. We rise for tefillah on pages 46 or 164. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol Gibon Anorah, El Hayon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו ביאהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם מעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מחכה חיים בחסד, וחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח לישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בך יום יעלו חסלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הקדוש. You may be seated. We turn to page 55 and read May These Hours, or 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We turn to page 57 or 175. And we read in the English, "You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance, and let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, Shodach levatcha biranavot. Page 58 or 176, Modima nachnu lach. When we behold your heavens, page 59 or 177, sorry, your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at your feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha l'chana lehodot. Turn to our prayer for peace, page 60 or 178. Shalom Rama Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rama Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lecho hashalom. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amacha Yisrael b'chol heit u'b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We now will take a few moments for silent prayer or personal reflection or meditation. We turn to the Misha Verach, our song for healing, on page 253 or 371.
May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
We take a moment now to offer a Misha Verach for anyone that may be in need of healing physically, emotionally, or spiritually, for all of those that are recovering from COVID-19 and those that are suffering from the loss it has brought to your lives. If you have the name of a loved one of whom our healing prayer may bring comfort to, you may say their names out loud or hold them in our heart.
Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So, it's the New Year's. And so, we actually have many New Years. The Talmud speaks of 4 different New Years. Today, besides January 1st and Rosh Hashanah, we have the fiscal year, the school year. We have natal birthdays and birthdays that mark different events in our lives. Certainly, there are the dates that give new meaning to our lives, the before and after ones that actually note they may come from events that have been for the positive or for the negative, but those events that sort of you have a life before and you have a life after, sort of before COVID and life after COVID. But yet, they often give us something to reflect. They give us new meaning and often require us to look at the after through a more painful lens or elicit a sense of nostalgia for the time before. But they also give us and provide an opportunity to look at the past, evaluate and take note of where we are today, and then look to the future. Judaism teaches us that God renews creation and gives us a new chance every day. We read in the book of Lamentations that it is because of Adonai's mercies that we are here. Adonai's mercies will not fail, for they are anew every morning. Great is Adonai's faithfulness. 2020, it's been a difficult year for the world. Unemployment, sickness, loss of loved ones, political strife, fear of the unknown, powerlessness, and so on. If we continue to focus on all of that negative, then 2020 has been a really dreadful year, and we likely will carry that into 2021. We believe, though, that every day God's act of loving kindness continue and are too innumerable to count. And so, along with the dreadful, there continues love and happiness and greatness. We are so often unable or maybe unwilling to see them, but in order to utilize whatever is within our control to make 2021 a better year, we must remain open to recognizing the positive despite the difficulty in doing so. So let's make 2021 a year of real hope and gratitude. Let's commit to seeing, seeking, and finding the blessing that are everywhere, both manifest and hidden, and that are available to each of one of us though admitting that sometimes the search isn't so easy. Let's also recommit to living one day at a time, because God renews creation every day, and with great compassion returns our soul to us each morning, so that we might live in gratitude and joyful service. Shabbat Shalom, and a new year filled with gratitude and awe, each and every one of us, for the next 365 new days. We turn to page 282 for Aleinu, and we join together and rise. We rise and join together. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekedu l'aliotzer breshit, shelo asanu kavoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'kor aleinu kechamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 285 or 589. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Please join me on page 289 with the light of light. V'ne'emar v'hayadonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz, bayom ha'hu Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. You may be seated. Please turn to page 289 or 593. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flame stands and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. At this time, the congregation extends our sympathies to our members and their families who have suffered a recent loss. Zena Havelock on the loss of her cousin Edie Kernerman, Lori Sanders and Peter Drutz, Jillian and Jesse on the loss of their mother, mother-in-law, and grandmother Bernice Saunders. The Slade and the Littman family on the loss of our cousin, uncle, brother, and son, Michael Slade. We observe Shloshim for Natalie Lichtenstein, dear member since the beginning of the Temple Heart Zion had been actually established. We also observe Shloshim for David Levine. We remember those whose yurtzites we observe: Alan Bennett, Rose Berman, Ann Blumenfeld, Dora Colley, Edward Donnefeld, Dora Faber, George Fine, Harry Finkelman, Alfred Gluck, Renee Green, Rochelle Gross, Harry Kittlekill, Vladimir Kogan, Marvin Lifshitz, Risa Maker, Rose Mosher, Lawrence Nizan, Alex Palmer, Avram Isaac Pauslans, Rita Pitka, Fegi Rosenthal, David Sefton, Ruth Sugar, Alan Spivak, Murray Schwartz, Arnold Tiger, Harry Terrence, Samuel Trachtenberg, Mildred Weiss, David Yak, Betty Zweig. And we remember the Jews of our adopted town in Michalek, Czech Republic, who perished in the Holocaust. Elena Hermanova, Regina Hermanova, Ingeborg Hermanova, Josefina Hirschova, Ungarisa Dervova, Yosef Hertel, Lily Hermanova. And now at this time, if you have a name to share for Kaddish that I have not yet named, please share that name with us now as we rise together as a congregation here or wherever you are in support of our mourners. At this time, we also remember our armed forces that have died overseas, our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael that have died in so many wars, all of the innocent people in this world who have lost their lives to violence, conflict, hatred, chaos of nature, or neglect, as we pray together. Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divarach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach v'olam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemedek kudesha berichu. Le'ela minko v'chata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. And normally at this time we would do the land acknowledgements, except I don't seem to have that land acknowledgements paper on me right this second, but perhaps it is over here. Prayer for Canada. Maybe we'll read the prayer for Canada since it includes the land acknowledgements as well. So we have Brina that's going to attempt to try to find our land acknowledgements, which will be found the moment services are over, likely.
Guardian of all life, may our nation always merit your protection. Awaken the spirit of love, peace, and friendship among all the inhabitants of our country. Purify our hearts from any hatred and enmity, any jealousy or prejudice. Plant wisdom and virtue in the hearts of our leaders, that they may govern with justice and compassion, so that Canada remains true to its values and stands as a strong model of other nations. Teach us to give thanks.
Oh, would you like to use this one?
Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those in need, keeping us alert to the care of this country's natural and human resources, and help us all to appreciate the plurality of Canadian ways of living and our varied paths towards seeking meaning. At Temple Heart Zion, we acknowledge that we are situated on traditional territories and treaty lands. The territories include the Wendat, Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nations, and the Métis Nation. As Jews and as a community, may we always strive to fulfill our Jewish value of tzedek tirdof, the pursuit of justice in our society.
Thank you so much. And while you're up there, would you mind, Brina Taylor, to read our announcements for tonight, which are very, very short?
Thank you. I'd be honored to do so. And this gives me an opportunity to say Yasher Koach to Robin and our cantor for an amazingly musical and enlightening and very spiritual service tonight. If you are here this evening, All three of us should leave our sitarim on our chairs when the service is complete. Morning Minyan continues via Zoom on Sundays at 9 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:15 a.m. Tomorrow morning at 9, Torah study will be with Rabbi Bill Tucker. Please refer to Thursday's e-blast for details, links, and other events, or go to heartzion.ca. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank
Happy
you
2021.
Thank you so much to our president, Brina Taylor. And we're going to close the service with Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom Imramah, Oyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, 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 Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year. so weird. Yeah, it's very, yeah. Don't use it. Or there is.
I like that song. You can't, how does it sound without the piano?
Oh, I can't do that without the piano. Yeah, it's a silly
I'm
song.
sorry, I want to speak in our.
Oh, no, that's okay. I totally get it.
Just that, we won't be able to hear your voice.
No, no, I'm going to be wearing a monitor. A lab.
Really loud, isn't it?
It is.
It's a room, it's very loud.
Okay, so this is I could use the other piano.